Hello everyone, this is Tom Fox. I would like to welcome you to the Sunday Book Review. The Sunday Book Review is the series where I discuss books which impact the compliance practitioner, the legal professional, and the business professional. I hope you will enjoy this episode. November 1, 2020, the Agatha Christie edition. Today we take up an article from recently in the New York Times on the Essential Agatha Christie by Tina Jordan. So, introduction to Hercule Poirot, the ABC murders, which pits the Belgian detective against a serial killer, showcases him at his brainy best. First, Alice Asher dies in Andover, and someone strangles Betty Bernard in Bexel. And whoever is methodically murdering these people in alphabetical order is taunting Poirot in a series of letters. Like many other Poirot books, he is narrated in part by his old friend Captain Hastings, who is a bit of a dolt, a classic unreliable narrator. The ABC Murders is one of the first times Christie dabbled in criminal psychology with fantastic results. Pay close attention and you'll actually be able to solve this one from Poirot's final summation. Would you like to meet Miss Marple? Don't let her demure appearance fool you in the murder at the Vicarage. Jane Marple is not nearly as sweet as she looks, even if she's swimming in lace doilies, tea cozies, and other assorted niceties. Hours after the vicar of St. Mary Mead has railed against the local magistrate, anyone who murdered Colonel Prothero would be doing the world a large favor. The man loathed by many people knew him, is killed. Working with an enormous cast is a Christie specialty. Miss Marple, in her first outing, is something of a nosy, tart-tongued gossip. In later books, she would soften down a bit, but in this one, she's a first-rate snoop. I've seen the movie. Should you read the book? Well, there's one Christie novel you should absolutely pick up, no matter how many cinematic versions you've seen, and that, of course, is Murder on the Orient Express. Late one winter night, after a legendary luxury train stalls in a snowbank, a man is stabbed to death in his cabin. And Hercule Poirot happens to be on board. He briskly sets about interviewing the other passengers, using his famous little green cells to determine what really happened before revealing all in a stunning final scene. Even if you're already familiar with the denouement, the book lets you do something the movies and TV do not, which is get inside his head. What about a remote inn? In the Peril at the End House, Poirot and his old pal Hastings have arrived at the coastal resort in Cornwall. The sea was a deep and lovely blue, and the sky clear and the sun shining. Their holiday began when a young woman tells them, I've had 3 escapes from death in as many days. Accident? Poirot does not think so. By the end of the first chapter, he is convinced that someone is trying to murder her. What about the British Manor House? Well, in general, Christie's books, a home is not a warm or nurturing place, and mansions, often isolated, moldering, and gloomy, are ideal spots for murder, like the one in her first novel, The Mysterious Affair at Styles. When the book opens, Hercule Poirot is living somewhat strange circumstances as a Great War refugee in the English countryside, not far from the estate of his benefactress Emily Oglethorpe, who is soon done in by a cup of strychnine-laced cocoa. There are a number of suspects in Miss Oglethorpe's murder, including her cad of a husband and her churlish stepsons, and even her best friend who's hiding a big secret. Obviously, all of these books are a ton of fun. If you like cozies at all, this is some of the best writing in that genre. And even if you just like to think through the detective mind, I heartily recommend any Agatha Christie for you going forward. This month on 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program, I take a look at compliance in the 2020s and beyond. It's a look down the road that I know you will enjoy. So check out my daily series on 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program. The podcast posts each day at noon. On The Compliance Life, I'm pleased to have Katie Smith, the CCO at Assurance. So check out both of those podcasts, all on the Compliance Podcast Network.